July, covering all things professional wrestling. A show by members of the Busted Open Nation. Welcome to the Nation's Corner. Here are your hosts, the Nation's Corner crew.
Good evening, Nation's Corner, friends, family, and fans. Welcome to the happy holiday, Memorial Day weekend edition of the Nation's Corner. I am your host, John in South Jersey, and joining me, as usual, my unusual duo of usual subjects, starting off first and foremost. He is a two-time greatest grandpa in the world, all the way out in Monrovia via the Jericho Turnpike.
Ho!
He is Mongrovian Mike.
USA and Monrovia. What's up, everybody?
How are you, sir?
Good, man. How's everybody doing? I'm psyched because I'm going to be at a pay-per-view tomorrow.
Well,
Yeah. Oh, you want
keep it in the
to
condo. We were blew it.
You ruined it. You blew it.
John,
It's ruined.
I tried.
I don't have to tell you who it is.
I really try.
I got a big mouth.
I don't know why I try sometimes. Anyway, on to a better subject. My other partner tonight, of course, is one half of the hottest intergender tag team in all of professional wrestling. You know it as two breasts and one leg. We call it the three-piece in the side, and that side is GFY. She is the lovely and talented and powerful Debhausen.
Yeah. And I want to kick this off by giving a very heartfelt congratulations to the incredible Debhausen on everything that's been going on this week with him. It's a crazy life. He is like the Knicks mascot now.
Oh.
Go Knicks.
So if he doesn't, if the Knicks win the championship, he better have like his own trading card, his own jersey.
He has merch. He has Debhausen Knicks merch now.
Like he better have his own bus for the parade down the Canyon of Heroes. Everything.
They still owe him a Hall of Fame ring.
Yes.
Well,
they got to get his face on the side of a truck still. So there's a few things that their jerseys
better have his face
Yeah.
on. Nick jerseys better have his face on it if they win the championship.
Oh, absolutely. Yes.
You're right, Deb. And this is someone who's actually been in the ring twice?
Something like that.
Yeah.
And both were kind of gimmicky matches and perfect. The perfect foil for him is the Miz.
Yeah.
So we got to give kudos to the Miz. But you're right, because
the Miz is awesome.
Well,
even when that the fickle Chicago crowd booed that he was the surprise that came out of the crate. Even the next day, he trolls them by saying, there was a standing ovation for or whatever. He knows how to turn chicken shit into chicken salad. And plus, he's a mastermind, and like nine times out of 10, he's gonna hit a home run. Yes. And he's so quick on his. Like, there's someone kind of telling him what direction, bullet points, or what, but he's too much of a genius that you can't. And that's what probably
he knows exactly what he's doing.
Scared of.
Absolutely.
In the old days, we might have hated him by now.
Yeah.
Under someone else's supervision.
We'll get into the Saturday Night's main event card, but on Danhausen, really, we were having this discussion last night on Zoom, and like I brought up, I don't currently watch WWE product. Obviously, I pay attention to a lot of things between you guys and social media and all that stuff, but really, like in actuality, when you think about it, from the outside, if you're someone who doesn't watch pro wrestling and you're just seeing promotional stuff maybe out there on social media, on TV appearances, whatever it may be, it all appearances are that Danhausen is the face of the WWE right now. He is on every single piece of promotional stuff on the internet. He is on the header of their social media is Danhausen. He's on like every single ESPN show. He's at freaking Knicks games. Like it's absolutely insane. Like if you're someone on the outside just observing, like you would think that Danhausen is the biggest star in the WWE. He's getting more promotional content for him than Roman Reigns is.
Yes. I'd like to know. I don't know if there's a way to prove it, but does he if he's moving the needle for ESPN and getting people to at least go on to that? I know, we're not. That's none of our expertise, that's above our pay grade. But I just wonder if, because he really is ubiquitous on everywhere, like in all the sports. And I love how he's driving. Yeah. I love how he's driving the athletic purists crazy.
To further emphasize
he's not even Hulk Hogan. He's not a body. He's not, whatever, he's not a body. Yeah. He's not a 5-tool wrestler. But
shout out to everyone in our chat. I'm seeing all the messages here.
Yeah. Look at everybody.
Hey sis.
So Chris is in the chat. The kids absolutely love Danhausen. He's a top merch seller. Pablo in the chat from Ireland. Pablo, no, we don't do live watch-alongs. We do this show live every Saturday evening, just kind of recapping our thoughts from the week or previewing pay-per-views. We do kind of our own private watch-alongs. It's just something we do within our group that we just like to kind of chill and hang out and spend some time on Zoom with each other. But we don't do like live streaming watch-alongs. It's just it's too much. It's too much. I want to just sit in my PJs in my recliner and chill with a glass of wine and have fun watching a show.
Oh, wait, we have one more from the chat. Thank you, Billy.
Hey.
Oh, yes. So I am wearing my lovely Rascals t-shirt. Smoke them if you got them.
And they got them all.
Yeah. And they got them all.
Wearing Tiffany Nieves, the NWA Women's Champion.
Holder of the Burke right now.
Yes.
Newly crowned. Congratulations.
Yes.
And of course,
Princessa, got it, get it, bueno.
If you know me,
yes,
you know exactly who these two guys are.
They're boys.
They are top 5, dead or alive, hands down. 2 crazy chicken farmers from Sandy Fork, Delaware. I'm talking about them. I'm talking about them boys, the Briscoes.
Yes. Yes.
Anyway, let's talk some wrestling.
Anyway, well, okay, hold on. I have one more point about Danhausen before we get into the Saturday night's main event card. One more point about Danhausen. I was listening to Off the Ropes the other day. Was it yesterday or the day before? I can't remember.
What does he think about Mr. Hausen?
So I will give him credit for one thing. Coach admitted that he was wrong. Coach admitted that he was wrong about Danhausen and that it's working and it's, catching on. People love it. He finds it funny. He seems to have come around that he gets it now. And when they were talking about the whole thing with basketball and the Knicks and stuff like that, like Mikey Russo said, like, he just kind of imagines what Danhausen might be thinking as all this stuff is unfolding with cursing the Knicks and then the Knicks lose and then he uncurses the Knicks and they start winning and now the Cavs are cursed and the Cavs lose and the Knicks are winning and the whole thing is just wild. Like is Danhausen sitting there on his couch going like, do I have powers? Like, am I doing that?
Hey.
And he's gonna become Ric Flair. He's gonna be like all of a sudden he's Danhausen 24/7. He's gonna be this remote doesn't work. You are cursed.
Right. And then little PSA here though. I listening to Off the Ropes and I see it elsewhere on the internet. Little bit of the PSA. Like, for the love of all that is holy, sweet baby Jesus, learn the man's name. his name is not Danhausen. Okay, his name is not Danhausen. His name is
space.
Donovan Danhausen. Danhausen is his last name. Learn his name. He's the biggest star in WWE. His name is freaking everywhere. Learn his goddamn name.
Or
Please.
he will curse you.
Or he will curse you.
Well, that's the whole thing. And this is what I've been noticing. And this is a really nice segue to bring this up. Especially from wrestling culture that's past forever. We've always had signature things and moves that define an era generation. The DX cross chop, the you didn't know for the New Age Outlaws, the if you smell what the Rock is cooking, the Austin 316. Are we going to really see a young generation of kid now for the next 10 years running around going, you are cursed?
Yes, we will. Yes. Yes.
That's the new
and while
drop.
they're doing that, you better know his name.
Well, but to show you that how much wrestling comes into pop culture, as much as nobody wants to admit it, you're gonna see that now. You're gonna see young kids running around now. Instead of doing cross chops in the hallways of school, they're gonna be running around cursing each other.
Yeah.
Well,
so
hey, half of them say the real curses anyway. So
right by that time, but anyway.
But yeah.
Let's
all right.
Yeah. Speaking of all things, all that wrestling stuff, let's kick off what's coming on the Peacock and those of us with VPNs on Netflix coming up at the top of the
YouTube.
Coming out or YouTube. I'm sorry, that's right, YouTube, and that is this fun little ditty they call Saturday Night's Main Event. WWE is bringing this back, emanating from, I believe they're in Indiana. Is that true?
Yes.
Yeah.
Fort Wayne, Indiana.
Fort Wayne, Indiana. And yeah. As the graphic shows, a quick little, probably about 2-hour show, 5 matches. Nothing really jumps like, oh my God, I got to see this. All good matches per se. Got championships on the line, obviously. Penta and Ethan Page, Egon, Deb's favorite, contesting the Intercontinental belt. In a swerve, fooled you. No, it's not for the women's Intercontinental title. It's just a match for the sake of a match that's on Saturday Night's Main Event.
Right.
But it is Becky Lynch versus newly arrival to the main roster, Sol Ruka, which should be very entertaining. We have the Street Profits. Both we could be baby daddies now. We found out. Can't give them any time off. Cannot give them guys any more time off. If you don't believe me,
that's what happens when wrestlers are home for a period of time.
See Mark Briscoe. Taking on
the end of the Profits.
But they're taking on Logan Paul and Austin Theory division for the tag team titles. You also have the women's tag team titles on the line. Defending champions Paige and Brie Bella against the Irresistible Forces. Anybody but Brie Bella. Anybody. But anyway, I digress. And then lastly, I don't know why this is going on the way it is, but it is, and we're seeing it on TV, is a women's 6-woman tag with Alexa Bliss, Charlotte Flair, and women's champion Rhea Ripley against Jade Cargill and Michin and B-Fab. And I'll start my rant off on this before I give picks. Why is that not Fatal Influence? Why is that not Fatal Influence?
Because that's for a pay-per-view, I guess. I don't know.
Anyway.
So my
butt in. Go ahead.
So my personal thing, on like looking at this card, I listened to Busted Open this morning with Mark Henry and Denise Salcedo, and they kind of touched on it a little bit. Like just looking at the card, like obviously none of it is the main storylines going on right now. I kind of feel like, you know, between Clash in Italy being next week and it seems like promotionally there's more focus on Clash in Italy because it is you know, a PLE, and Saturday Night's Main Event isn't really treated like a PLE. It seems to be kind of treated as just a special episode. I feel like this is almost a card where it's just, you know, matches that there's not going to be time for on Clash in Italy because they only do 4 or 5 matches every show now. And, you know, just I unfortunately I think it's a symptom of that there's just not that many matches per show, a weekly TV or on PLEs. There's not that many matches per show. So, you know, there are storylines going on that they're never going to be featured on a PLE because they are not the main storylines. So what do you do with them? You put them in Saturday Night's Main Event. It's kind of the show for the mid-card matches that aren't going to be on the PLE next week. And that's just, you know, I kind of just observe that that's what it seems like the format is. That's what it seems like the intention is. I think coming out of it, the big moment will be tonight that I think Ethan Page is winning the Intercontinental title.
So on it's Saturday Night's Main Event. So what they're trying to do is just go back to when it was Saturday Night's Main Event. That's how they're treating it. It's just a TV show. It's
right. It's just a special episode of a TV show on a Saturday.
Like being on, it's like being on a regular, you know, cable. Because the old Saturday Night's Main Event would go when Saturday Night Live wasn't going to be on.
Right.
And you know, that's how it was. And even the guys talk about it. I don't remember it that way, but it is that they even structured the matches like the main event was very close to the beginning, like the main event, because they knew people back in the day went to bed. Now it's like different, but it's on early.
Well, and now that it's on at 8 o'clock and not at 11:30.
So it's not a PLA. It's not a Rumble. It's not.
It's
not even
a Saturday Night's Main Event.
It's not a great Balls of Fire. It's not. It's nothing. It's supposed to be a network, like their network show, whatever. But that's why. But there are better matches than usual on there. But like I was saying before, it's actually called Saturday Night's Commercial with some wrestling.
They
can call it.
In between the commercials, they actually show wrestling.
I mean, isn't that what you can call most WWE programming?
And then they go backstage. Then you go backstage and you go, okay, there's a backstage segment and it's a commercial.
Right.
But you know,
and we'll have that main event sponsored by
sponsored content. It's sponsored content with a little bit of wrestling mixed in.
Although I could see the entertainment in like Otis doing an Uber Eats commercial, you know, so
there are some pretty amazing things that they have done that was basically product placement. So, you know, we can all think of things that were basically an ad for a product, but, you know, they make it fun and it's entertaining.
Like every table that comes out from under the ring.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm in the mood for a Slim Jim now.
Me too. All right. But all right. Just real quick on the card itself. Anything jump out to either one of these? Any predictions? Anything?
Really just Ethan Page.
Yeah, I'm with Deb.
I don't really have an interest in anything else. I just think Ethan Page is beating Penta.
Yeah. I don't think. I have been wrong before. It's been known to happen, but I don't quite think they're ready to pull the trigger on that yet. I think they have some other people that they could. As much as I love having Paige back in the WWE, for God's sakes, get her away from the fucking Bellas and let her do something on her own. Get the straps off of them so they can do something worthwhile. Like Brie can go away with her sister and Paige can actually do something. Put the straps back on Nia.
Thinking of that, is she the perfect person to be like, you know, cheered, and then Brie Bella gets pinned, and then the turn, and then there you go. And now we're against it. But then, that turns into she's gonna have to have matches with Brie. So
yeah,
but
we
want Paige on singles. John, I was gonna say the match with Becky and Sol Ruka. Obviously, if the title isn't on the line, then and if Sol manages to pin her and embarrass her, then I think they want that to be more into a main event when it's going to be a title. A couple of times they've surprised us with stuff, So who knows?
Well, I agree with that, and I think I'm thinking that's the way it goes. Sol may steal one tonight, which is going to set Becky yet again off on a ridiculous tirade and all that, which we all know is very entertaining regardless. And it's going to lead something bigger between them two down the road, and possibly later on at some point we do see Sol with the women's Intercontinental title. Same thing for the 6-woman match. And not because of who's involved in it, but I'm really, really interested, especially after last night and the way they've been developing it. I really want to see a Rhea, Charlotte Flair run it back one more time.
Oh, yeah.
For the title. I want to see them have the whole, the blow up, the breakup, the run, and all that leading up, because that's always been very, very good with them two. And they're both absolutely have amazing chemistry in the ring. That's the road to SummerSlam for me. Like that. And I'm thinking that. I mean, if you don't get excited to see a Charlotte versus Rhea, I mean, it was the best match at 36, which was in an empty performance center that I will never go back and rewatch. But I know that was probably the match of the night, and that now give me one in front of a full stadium, please. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. All right.
Yeah.
Well, we switch from a quick little ditty tonight to the absolute marathon that is tomorrow.
Yeah.
Of course, I am talking about. Actually, let me pull up the right graphic. We have the.
I didn't load in the entire show graphic.
Okay, well then we'll just go through. But tomorrow, emanating from Louis Armstrong Arena in New York, AEW is presenting their big gala, Double or Nothing. And even though we already let it out of the condom, you dumbass.
Sorry, I shaved you.
Nation's Corner crew will be live and on location tomorrow night. Thanks to our good friend, the producing giant, Andre from Busted Open, Mongrovian Mike. Yes, with tinfoil hats. And
tinfoil on Andre, the producing giant. Yes. Andre had asked me to go as well, but there ain't no way I'm driving home from Queens after midnight, before Memorial Day. Like, I wouldn't get home till 4 a.m. Ain't no way I'm driving home from Queens that late at night.
Late breaking news. I wish I knew their real names, but we all know them from the Bully Ray Halloween Havoc night that he had at where was that place, John, in Jersey? Barre. That's the place. And the winners of that night for the dress up for the Halloween costumes were
Seth and Becky.
Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch. And they're an actual couple, and they're gonna be there. So me, Andre, and I'm going to be hanging out with Seth and Becky.
Very cool.
Yes.
Oh, you're going to have so much fun.
Yeah.
You're going to have so much fun. I'm really, really looking forward to tomorrow night.
Do that all night. I'll be all right.
Yeah. So you better go to sleep like as soon as we're done.
Yeah. Get some sleep tonight.
Yeah.
It's going to be a long day tomorrow.
It'll be a long night.
It's going to be a long night. Like I was thinking thinking of who's gonna go, man, but I was just thinking about how long it is.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's gonna be
I'm gonna sleep in tomorrow. I'm gonna sleep in as long as I can.
Deb, when I'm sitting here. This is different. The chairs there are not going to be as comfortable as this chair.
Nah,
I'm not going to be able to go back like this.
Nope.
Although, confession time. Don't judge me. I did fall asleep at a Black Sabbath concert back in the day. But it was the Black Sabbath. It was with one of their third or fourth singers. It wasn't even Tony Martin. I think it was Ray Gillen was the singer for a couple.
All right, well that's acceptable.
And I was,
I'll excuse it.
I wasn't, I was drinking a little.
I was gonna say, how drunk and high were you?
Yeah, you were doing a little.
Yeah,
and
some extracurricular, if you will.
I plead the fifth.
All right.
But anyway,
let's get into it because it's a lot of matches as usual, and we all know. And there's no point in being they make people.
No.
Take your naps.
We
get
know what to
everything
expect.
taken care of during the day. It's a holiday weekend. Almost nobody has to get up on Monday morning, so we can all stay up. Even me, and I notoriously never make a Sunday night pay-per-view to the end because I have to wake up early for work the next morning. But tomorrow I'm gonna be like that. I'm sleeping in. I'm gonna get all my shit taken care of during the day so I can just sit on my ass for 6 hours and watch some amazing wrestling. And
we're gonna make a brisket in the crock pot, and I got some buzz balls.
Oh,
it's gonna be great.
So that here's on a side note though, they're gonna start the brisket on the pre-show. And they'll be eating it by the fifth match in.
That's a great idea, actually. That would be perfect timing for it to be done.
It would be.
You'll be like a hidden dessert on the MJF.
Yes.
Oh my God, that's perfect. And to answer the question in the
how
chat,
much more American is that? Have a slice of apple pie and watch MJF get his head shaved. That's American.
Yes.
I'll never see no brisket.
We don't have
to answer the question in the chat, I am drinking a lovely rosé from a local winery that I visited last week.
She is the wine connoisseur.
Yes, and sorry, Dirty in Texas. I know I am not a Texan. I do not cook brisket in a fucking, whatever the fuck grill.
Microwave.
Like I live in an apartment building. I have limited options. I have a crock pot. Okay.
Well, wait a minute.
Sorry.
Hang on, Dirty. You're gonna call out Deb for that. Mister, I was on Busted Open on Friday wishing my wife a wonderful anniversary, and I'm not going to be doing much except spending time with her all weekend. How are you commenting on that watching us? Why aren't you
really,
Mrs. Dirty? It's your anniversary for crying out loud.
Anniversary is a guaranteed night. And second of all, you want to rag on brisket about brisket here? Well, how's pizza there in Texas? How's that pizza?
Yeah. How's the pizza that you can get down there?
Yeah, call Domino's. They're waiting for you.
How's the bagels? You get good bagels down in Texas.
They don't know what that is there. No clue.
And Little Dirty, don't go sending Marina Shafir after me.
No, he'll get the kingdom after you. They're his boys.
Oh my God.
Anywho, where you want to start for Busted Open?
Oh,
well, besides that,
let's start. Let's start at the Owen.
Okay.
I put the graphics for the men's and the women's bracket in there.
This is the women's bracket, and we are getting a women's quarterfinal match tomorrow night. Mina Shirakawa versus the forever Ring of Honor Women's Champion, the longest reigning champion ever in Ring of Honor history.
Texas's own.
Texas's own, the fallen goddess Athena.
The face runs the place.
I like the setup of this. Is an absolutely sucks that Willow has to bow out. And not only can't be in the tournament, but has to relinquish the TBS title as well due to injury. We
bummer.
found that out on Wednesday night, which absolutely sucks.
There
But
was a collective Willow, no.
yes, and I'm like, no, wait, no. But all I can say is the silver line to it is we're going to get a new GBS champion and see how they work that out. And we have somebody else gets an opportunity to make some noise or do something in the female.
Who do you had? Deb, you follow, you know all the women. Who do you see it a surprise outsider coming
I'm
in?
not sure. I
have a thought.
Sure. I've seen some rumors swirling, but I'm not entirely sure who I think the prevailing...
No, don't do rumors. I'm saying you yourself, like do you see somebody like the who would? Yeah, it's kind of hard.
I do. I absolutely do. And
I'm not sure if it's possible yet, but if it is, Kairi Sane?
No.
Yeah, that's not possible.
Mine's a hot take, maybe. Months. Mine's a hot take.
Hmm?
DMD. Think about it. Nobody's seen her. Nobody knows what she's doing. It's been rumored several times that the good doctor is coming back, but why not in this opportunity? If they want to make some noise and make a splash, this could be it. And I could be 100% wrong, but if they're looking,
and you know what? People go away for a while and become humbled and learn their lesson, and but
I know, but I don't.
It would be a pop.
I personally don't feel there's a demand for her. I don't feel that there's a desire for her among the AEW fans anymore. I feel like it's just kind of one of those things where, yes, she got a great pop and was a fan favorite 7 years ago at the beginning of AEW, and I think things happened that
All right, so,
I just don't see it. I don't see that most fans even care.
If I could just say something in her defense, I'm not the biggest Brit fan out there anyway. So.
Yeah.
But in her defense, and she did hell of a lot less worse, and was probably a hell of a lot less toxic in the locker room as the Diamond over there in TNA. So,
like I said, it's kind of a hot take, but if they were going to ever pull the trigger on it, and even if it was a major catastrophe, at least they would give them some pop and put some spice back into the Owen. But
it would get a pop because it would be a surprise. Right. I don't know if it would get a pop because the fans would like it.
Well,
there's a difference.
We have seen AEW. But we have seen AEW do stuff like that before. The pop for just the pop. So
this is also a possibility.
That's a possibility.
Mercedes.
That's a big possibility.
We know that she lost all of her titles. The
Owen was the last
thing. Yeah, the Owen title was the last one that she had, and obviously that's not defended. It's just fought for in the tournament.
Right.
So she now has no.
She went
titles.
from Ultimo to Nomo,
and she's been kind of slowly teasing, her return for a little while since she lost the other titles. It's been about a month or so now since she lost the other ones.
Yeah, it's been about that. Maybe about 6 weeks or so. But and
there you go. There's that's a long and when she finally comes back, then we're gonna hopefully, and I think we will get the nice story explanation and
Sure.
Yeah, I think at the very least they would show the journey that she's been on. Because I've maintained for quite a while, this is something that she's done as a personal journey for her, not specifically for an AEW storyline, but they can, they can certainly tie it into her character on AEW.
And at the same time, uplifting and giving, some credence to all of the
yes
promotions that
absolutely
entrusted her with their title.
Yeah, and we saw clips and footage from the indie promotions that she was at around the world through Europe and all of that, and especially once she lost the titles, we saw the journey she was on to win all those titles, but then when she went back to these indie promotions and lost the titles and put someone else over, we saw the footage of the crowd giving her a standing ovation of the person that she was facing that beat her for the title, and how emotional
who wasn't
all these women got and thanked her for what she has done, putting a spotlight on all these promotions and the other wrestlers.
Who what promotion around here did she drop the title back to? Was it somewhere?
I don't remember.
It was the one. Was it the one in Rhode Island?
I think so. The Rhode Island or the Massachusetts one.
I can't remember.
Yeah. I can't remember.
But she also didn't. Who was it in CMLL too?
Persephone.
Oh, Persephone. So Persephone's still the champ over there, or did she?
No, she is not.
No, she lost.
She's not. But Persephone defeated.
She beat Mercedes.
That's probably the biggest. That's the biggest title.
That was a good one. I watched that on Triller.
Yeah, but that's also probably the biggest title that she had held on to.
Yeah,
out of all
and I said it a couple months ago on here. That yes, from for so many of us that are just seeing these things on the internet, we may not really understand what she's doing or understand the impact that it's having. But for those people in those indie promotions, it means a lot to them for the fans there and for the people in those companies. And if you're a fan that is just going to your local indie on a random Saturday and you're seeing Mercedes Moné, world famous Mercedes Moné, coming in to your local indie and carrying their championship, and then losing it and helping another fan favorite wrestler in the process, that means a lot to those people in those local indies. So we may not see it from the outside because it's not our local indie and we're not physically there to see what's happening, but it means a lot to those people.
It doesn't even have to be titles per se, like Mercedes did. That was completely different, and that helped the storyline with her character in AEW. But at Creative Pro, you're guaranteed to see 1, 2, 3 or more TNA stars, and Myers is probably calling in the Brother 8, but you'll see AEW stars there. You'll that would be Buck calling in the Brother 8. But you know what I mean.
Right.
You know what I mean, though. Like when you go to these shows, you definitely guaranteed to see someone from yesteryear, someone that's up and coming, that's pretty popular on TV, and then they're right here in my hockey rink around the corner.
So before we go on to the next match, on that note, I saw that for the next Wrestling Revolver show, Mox and Joe Gacy are both going to be on. And Sami Callihan he posted something on socials about how long it's been since Sami Callihan and Mox and Joe Gacy were together on a show. So I can't wait for that. And now they're on YouTube, so they have the ability of being seen by so many more people.
Yes, absolutely. All right. Well, since we did the women, let's go to the men.
Bacabella at a Cap show all the time, man. And let me tell you something. That guy is a wealth of fucking knowledge. So
he's a former WWF Hall of Famer.
Yes.
All right. The men's side. Now we get 2 quarterfinal matches tomorrow night. We have Swerve Strickland and Ring of Honor world champion Bandito, and I'm drawing a blank on the other one. Will Ospreay.
Samoa Joe and Ospreay.
Yes, Samoa Joe and Will Ospreay. Man, I love Samoa Joe, but it's not his time anymore.
It's Ospreay's time.
The emphasis is clearly on Will Ospreay, and this is just a stepping stone to what we're hopefully all going to see going down the road. Going to be a great match because there's no such thing as a Samoa Joe bad match ever.
So it's just one match in one for the Owen Hart, the men and women, just one.
No,
it's men. For the men and Swerve and Bandito, which I personally think is going to be one of the show stealers. It's hard to say for an AEW pay-per-view. It's hard to say like what match will be the show stealer because they're obviously known for just putting on killer matches no matter what. But I think that Swerve and Bandito is going to be just freaking insane. And Ospreay, like we saw Ospreay cut the promo this week on the Dynamite and Collision double show. I think it was kind of the writing was on the wall for a little while now, that obviously because All In is in Wembley, from the start of when All In was announced, everybody could kind of see the trajectory, like, okay, that's when we get Ospreay for the championship in his home country. And between like Darby winning the championship from MJF and Ospreay being out, like there was some question of whether that, we were still on that trajectory. And I've maintained the entire time that we were still on that trajectory. We'll talk about Darby and MJF, but I kind of like, I can't remember if I said it on here, or if I just said it to you guys on Zoom or whatever, that like, I saw how this was all going to go, that Darby Darby won the championship from Mox. He was going to have a freaking hell of a run. His, as he says, his 15-minute ride. We'll get to it, but I think MJF is winning tomorrow to get the championship back. And then we build towards Ospreay winning the Owen to get that championship match, because that's how Ospreay basically earns the title match by winning the Owen tournament. And then Wembley All In, that's going to be the summer for AEW is going to be insane and amazing.
And by the way, can I just go back to Mercedes Moné for 1 second? Okay, so if you want spoilers, not stooged off by someone that heard it in the back, but if you want true spoilers by someone and you go, oh gee, I wonder what's happening in the storyline, ask John. If you don't want spoilers, do not ask John. Because John told us when there was still 10, 11 belts around that lady's waist. And he called that storyline down to a freaking T. So
yes, you did.
Once again, blowing smoke up my boy's ass over there. But you know what? True. He deserves it. He's got a mind. We got people out here that friggin' they know their shit, Yeah,
blind squirrel finds a nut once in a while.
Yeah. But
all right. Let's do this one, because AEW has become known for having that one kind of car crash, crazy, holy shit match. And this one is no different. Ladies and gentlemen, we have the return of the Stadium Stampede.
Yes.
And Deb and I both watched it today. If you have a chance, get to YouTube. The same thing you're watching us on right now. Get over to Being the Elite, the Young Bucks YouTube channel. Brandon Cutler posted a kind of documentary / behind the scenes of making the original first Stadium Stampede, which was the Elite versus then Chris Jericho's Inner Circle. And it's all the footage that Cutler himself shot for BTE and everything else and put it together. It's about an hour Deb?
45 minutes ish, somewhere around there.
It's not real,
so
but man,
good.
It's so good. Absolutely, go see that match, and watch that before seeing the Stadium Stampede. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be wild. They're going to be literally all over that stadium tomorrow night. God knows where or how. They might wind up out in traffic on the Cross Bronx Expressway or the BQE. And, and I don't, it's one of these things. I hate to sound like Tommy Dreamer, but this is the one where it doesn't matter who wins because the fans win.
Yeah, the fans win for sure. So we watched. It was a week or two ago. Seth and I were sitting here. We didn't have anything particular. I think it was a Monday or Tuesday night because that's the nights that we don't watch wrestling, So we were sitting here kind of like, well, what do we watch? And I was like, you know what? I kind of want to watch the OJ Stadium Stampede again. So I looked it up and we have my AEW, which through the wonders of VPN, everybody should sign up for my AEW. It's well worth the money. But yeah, we watched the OG Stadium Stampede from 2020, and it was just it was just so fun. We sat here and laughed our asses off. It's so many cool moments. I personally think that Stadium Stampede, the original one, is not top 5, but possibly number 1 on my favorite matches of all time in all of pro wrestling. I love it so much. So we watched it a couple.
That's the one.
We watched it a couple weeks ago.
Matt Hardy goes, right? Matt Hardy.
Yes.
Because
they're at the Jag Stadium. Yeah.
Every time one version gets killed, another version of Matt Hardy.
They had him in the pool,
so
and they're drowning. They keep dunking him in. He comes in different versions. Yes.
And of course the golf cart
just so many
Guevara.
Yes.
The golf cart chasing Sammy Guevara, Matt Hardy going into the pool and going through each of his different characters.
Yeah.
Chris Jericho putting the cone on his head, which I have the t-shirt of. Freaking Jake Hager and Hangman having a bar fight at the bar. And just so many fun moments. Jumping off the field goal post. And so you were saying we were, the BTE thing that came out today that they put out, like some of the behind the scenes footage. I'm sure we've all heard the story of them filming it all through the night. They barely got it finished before sunup. The fire marshal was like, guys, you got to wrap this up. I got to go home.
The paramedics to we're out of here.
Can you bring up Pablo? Bring up Pablo's quote, because I was gonna say that too. That match made us all happy. Like we told you guys that we hang out with each other and watch pay-per-views or watch regular TV and whatever. We just hang out with each other.
We just hang out every night, no matter what we're watching. We're not even all watching the same thing.
That was one of the bright spots when times were the shits.
Yeah.
I remember sitting there on Zoom with y'all, just laughing our asses off watching that.
Yeah.
And it's just so fun. Definitely one of my favorite memories of AEW's history. And watching the BTE earlier today, where they were showing a little bit of behind the scenes footage, showing, some parts where after they filmed a scene and some of the other wrestlers were kind of sitting there watching what was filmed, and you could see them genuinely popping as they're watching it. They all just loved it. They all just had a freaking great time making it, even though they were exhausted. It was a super long night and they were tired, and it got cold because it was 3:00 in the morning, and then it stormed. They had to wait out a quick storm. Just so fun. So I can't wait to see what they do tomorrow, and especially because they're at a tennis stadium. We have the precedent of what it looks like in a football stadium. What's it going to look like in a tennis stadium? I just can't wait for this. I don't even know who's going to win, and I
good-
don't really care. Exactly.
Who's
the fans
getting
win.
who's getting the hell beat out of them with that ball machine?
Right, yeah, who's gonna get, tennis balls fired out of it and stuff.
Yes.
And also
I can't wait.
Now the first one obviously had no fans, and it was so great. Did the second one? Were you still in the pandemic then?
No.
Yeah, you might have been, but you might have been just on the way out of. You might have been out of it
because I can't remember if the second one was in front of fans or not, or if they just went.
It might have been, but maybe not at full capacity. Maybe not.
Anybody in the chat know?
If anyone knows.
Anybody in the chat know?
My memory is absolute shit tonight, so I can't remember. I want to think that they did it in the empty Jag Stadium again.
Maybe.
So this might be the first time
they did, because that was the one they repelled off of the Jumbotron.
Right. Yeah. And I don't remember seeing fans
empty,
or very limited. So also this may be the first one ever in front of fans, like live fans.
Yeah.
So
it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be really interesting to see what they have.
I cannot wait. I don't say much about AEW, but it's always one of the matches I really anticipate when they announce that they're going to do it, how they're going to do it, and how it's going to be, because I know it's going to be a good time. But now,
okay, so Pablo says there was some fans there, yeah.
Okay, all right.
Oh yeah, didn't they play? It wasn't the song was just kept playing, right? Was it really...
No, that's Anarchy in the Arena where they
okay. I remember one where the song they just kept playing the freaking, I forgot what song, you probably know, but yeah, okay.
Yeah.
They did Bodies, the last Anarchy in the Arena was Bodies. That was fun. That was a lot of fun.
All right, so we are
moving on
into the championship matches, which there are 5 of them as I count here. And we will start with this one.
Oh, I love this graphic. Kudos to the AEW graphics team.
Absolutely. And
freaking phenomenal.
They have teased this. They have met before, this and that. But I am looking at this one as it's the ultimate showdown that everybody's been wanting to see of Okada versus Takeshita.
Oh yeah.
And
how long has this storyline been going on between the two of them? Like months and months and months.
Yeah, it's over a year now with these two. Since they first started it, and just for the simple fact that they're basically fighting for the inspection for that fucking hack Don Callis.
Yeah. Oh, but they rush you through. They rush you through in a story. They rush your story.
Yeah.
No,
sorry,
but
sorry.
I
do my rant on AEW, but I do protect them when they need protected.
I'm looking at this because at this point, as much as I hate to admit it, Okada doesn't have too many big ones left in the chamber.
Right.
Or big ones like this left in the chamber. It's sad to say, but it's very true. So if he can uncork one, and be the Rainmaker one more time, I think it'll do a lot to make Takeshita, regardless. Takeshita is the future of AEW. The man, he is the alpha, and he's going to be around for quite a long time in the main event.
Deb,
I completely agree.
Deb, how many times have I asked you? Have you ever seen a bad Takeshita match?
No, never. From the first appearance Takeshita made on AEW, when he was still with New Japan, I was like, I don't know what it is about this guy, but there's just something about him that's so captivating.
Mm-hmm.
And he's just so damn good. Yeah. I agree with you, John. I definitely think that Takeshita is beating Okada. Takeshita is the future, and obviously AEW and Tony Khan has plans for him for the future.
And if you want to go back and see a real banger of a match, just go a couple of weeks back to Takeshita against Darby, and my God,
my God, how
German
incredible
suplex
was
from
that?
the top rope, and then what did he do? A power bomb to the floor, or
it was an crazy match.
Not through a table, to the floor.
Yeah, to the floor.
Yeah,
from the rope to the floor. Yes,
to the floor. Yeah. What a rubber band.
All right. Next one. All right. I'm going to bring this one up because it is for a title. And also, I think sets the Guinness. Well, no, not that one. Not that one. Nope. That one.
What are you doing?
There we go.
So
There we go.
This sets the record for number of stipulations in one match. It has to. There's like 18 stipulations to this match. It's an I quit, but your career and your sister's ass. But if you say I quit, it has to be in the stadium. I don't know what it is. All I know is it's FTR versus Cope and Christian. And
yeah, I don't really care what the heck the stipulation is because it's going to be great.
It's a we don't care who wins the match as long as Stokely gets his fucking ass kicked match.
Exactly.
That's the stipulation.
And this is kind of a personal note on me. I really don't care who wins because it's going to be a phenomenal match. But
of course,
ever since the trilogy of FTR and the Briscoes, FTR has been trying to find another team to try to recreate some of that magic with, and rightfully so.
Yeah.
And I think this match tomorrow night is going to be the closest that they've had competitor-wise to recreating that magic of the FTR Briscoes trilogy.
Mm-hmm.
And again,
I do agree with that. And anytime Cope and Cage are on my screen, I absolutely love it. I am loving the dynamic between the two of them right now, with Christian just fully embracing the fact that he's just an absolute asshole.
He's an asshole, but
Edge just kind of exactly. And Edge is just kind of like, I've tried changing him. I can't change him. He is who he is. Like
he's an asshole.
I just gotta deal with it.
Yeah.
To quote Tommy Dreamer, Christian is a dick.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do agree with you that FTR had absolute magic with the Briscoes. And if you haven't seen their trilogy from Ring of Honor, I believe it's on Ring of Honor's YouTube.
And there's
just
a
phenomenal.
There's a dozen shows on and stuff put together of the trilogy on YouTube as well.
Yeah. And yeah, I think FTR and Cope and Christian have a similar chemistry that I don't know, man. I just love tag team wrestling. I just really freaking love watching tag team wrestling. And AEW has been doing a great job featuring the tag teams.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And once again, like I said, they weren't always my cup of tea, but the shit that the Bucks are doing is other level shit. I mean, they're so in sync and doing the moves and making them look good, and they're selling shit at the right time. It's just they're really at another level right now. So I can't wait to see what these crazy bastards do tomorrow. All these guys.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
but wait, there's more, because we are now to what is my pick for match of the night.
Oh yeah.
Haha.
The women's
so earlier tonight, Seth and I watched Tekla on Close Up with Renee Paquette. It's on AEW's YouTube. Tekla is a very, very interesting person. And I think Tekla's winning. I don't think it's time for her to lose yet, but it's gonna be a hell of a match. And I don't know what it is about Tekla. She's very, I'm going to use the word again, but she's very captivating. There's just something about her you can't help but look at.
So her voice, she doesn't yell, so she gives you that. I know she's been compared to
Luna
Vachon.
Yeah.
But also the Jake the Snake thing, that she doesn't really scream. She doesn't give one of those promos. I'm gonna kick your ass this Saturday night down at the gym. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, no, she's got a bit of a Joan Jett style attitude as well. There you go. I will say
she's a rock and roller, and she's blonde, but she's not your typical blonde. She's scary. She could be scary. She could be sexy. She could be.
She talked
crazy.
about her time at Stardom and Marigold, and she she talked about how she
They
she
fired
just, you
her.
know, she didn't
They didn't fire me.
she kind of
Well,
said
maybe
she
they
didn't
did.
fit in because she didn't get the whole Joshi thing with the girls coming out and singing and dancing. That's just not her thing. Like it's
Right.
just kind of the antithesis of what she is all about.
I don't want to blow my own horn, but I have the perfect analogy to describe Tekla. She's Lindsay Snow's European cousin.
There you go.
Yeah.
But that's my pick for the match of the night because those 4 women all have one thing in common, that they absolutely want to go out and steal the show every time they wrestle a match, whether it's on TV, pay-per-view, whatever. You always get fantastic and above normal matches out of all 4 of them, and putting them together in a ring for the title gives them all the reason to go out and say, we're going to do this, and then come back through that curtain and say, follow that.
Yeah.
That's why it's my pick for match of the night. But we will move on to what Deb said was her pick.
Yep.
This is gonna be wild. So Kyle O'Reilly had a lot of momentum coming out of Blood and Guts. He was the kind of the breakout star of the men's Blood and Guts. And then he had the rematch with Mox and beat Mox again. And then he got injured and was out for a while. So it's unfortunate that they weren't able to capitalize on that momentum right away. It had to kind of wait for a while. But now that Kyle O'Reilly is back, I'm really happy that they just kind of continued on this, because I was so bummed when he got injured. And I was like, oh man, but I really liked where they were going with that. So I'm glad that they're back to it, and it's gonna be awesome.
Well, I know I've asked you this question before, especially about AEW pay-per-views. Deb, does Moxley lose? Do we have an Anu tomorrow night?
I don't know. I really don't know. Kyle O'Reilly has beaten Mox, a couple times, like I just said, and then this week on Dynamite, they had a time limit draw, which I like when they do that, and it's especially useful for those continental matches.
Right.
So I'm not sure. Like, I'm not sure if Kyle O'Reilly wins again and this time gets the championship. I don't know. I think that's possible. I think Kyle might win this, but I don't know. I'm kind of undecided.
The whole thing is if they were going to do a title switch right now, I agree. Kyle is just as good and just as hot as anybody else right now. And honestly, with the other story of the Death Riders and Will Ospreay going on, the title has kind of become secondary to Moxley.
Right,
Everybody's much more, or seemingly is much more interested in the whole Death Riders Ospreay dynamic than the fact that John's a champion and has to defend the belt. So I'm like, I could go either way, but if they were going to do it, tomorrow night might be that chance to do it, because you're not going to lose any steam on the main story, which is the Death Riders and Ospreay right now, whether John has a title or not. So I'm rooting for Kyle O'Reilly. I don't really care who wins or whatever, but I'd like to see Kyle have some gold. I think he's deserved.
I would too. More gold for the conglomeration.
Yeah. Yeah, we all love the conglomeration.
I was talking with Deb before the show started, that I thought this might be the sleeper match of the night. So, and you know me, you know me with Mox. I don't want to get into that shit. It's going to be a really good friggin' match, though, because whatever I say about him is has nothing to do with what goes on between those ropes from bell to bell. That's for sure. And there's going to be, you know what? As long as he gets me on the edge of my seat and thinking that it might go 2 or 3 times, give me a couple of.
We're going to see a whole lot of fantastic fall finishes and all that from this match, and it's going to be a very physical, hard-hitting match.
Yeah,
You
and
know,
Kyle
they'll both be
O'Reilly
bloody.
is so good and underrated, you know. And
Yeah.
He's so good.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's just like, I mean, I think we talk about it every week, Deb, how like certain wrestlers went from one place to the other and from the other place to there, and they flourished. And it's just that this is one of those things where he was, you know, he was maybe the second, second or third in line in Undisputed Era. Then he's here, and now he's like, he's out there. He's talking shit to Moxley, the champ, and he's getting him to tap out, and he's having a whole bunch of other killer banger matches. So,
and when
they find their niche, they find it, you know.
When Mark Briscoe is cutting a promo, just watch Kyle O'Reilly's face.
The little things.
Hold my baby. Okay.
I just, the joy on the man's face when he watches Mark Briscoe talk.
And these are things. These are things that these are things that you got to give these guys credit for learning over at the other place, like learning those. Yeah. You know that, like the importance, like Tony always says, the importance.
Yeah.
If you have 5 seconds on screen, command those 5 fucking seconds.
Yeah.
You do something. Chelsea does that. We always saw, it's so many people that do. We don't have to go down the list of names, but do those things where the main guy, like you said, Briscoe is so freaking great and funny. You're laughing your ass off at him, and you listen to the shit he's saying because he's so freaking great, making up words or whatever. The no teeth, and then all of a sudden you're seeing, you're seeing Kyle doing something goofy on the side.
Yeah,
on his cell phone or doing something silly, And then of course there's Orange Cassidy, just like not giving a shit.
He's playing the straight man. He's just there shaking his head.
And how amazing is Orange Cassidy? How just I can't even describe. I can't even describe how amazing he is. He's the best.
But I have one question for you. In the words of MLJ, ring announcer for Jane Changer Wrestling, are you ready for the main event?
Yes.
Fuck yeah, let's get it.
Oh man! First of all, this graphic is killer.
Absolutely.
Seth noticed this morning, and Seth saw this graphic on Twitter and showed it to me, and he noticed like in the skulls behind Darby, like they look like the various opponents that Darby has had over the last month.
Yep.
Month and 5 weeks. It's been. Dude, I can't, like, this is going to be amazing. And the story that they've been telling with this, I know that, like, at first some people were up in arms about, it was a squash match. If you thought that was a squash match for no reason, just for a squash match, you're not fucking paying attention. This is a story that's being told. And I'm just going to run down the opponents that Darby
has squash match
beat.
Is when you never hear from MJF again after he loses that match. That's a squash match.
So after Darby beat MJF to win the championship, he then beat Tommaso Ciampa, which was fucking incredible. He beat Brody King. He beat Kevin Knight. He beat Pac. He beat Takeshita, as we said earlier, another freaking insane match. He beat Sammy Guevara, and he beat Speedball Mike Bailey.
That is amazing match.
Hell of a fucking list of opponents.
Every one of those could have been laid out to 7 pay-per-views.
Sure.
7 pay-per-view main events.
Yeah. And the thing that I said, it's very evident when you pay attention to the promos, the video packages, the stories being told, even the various interviews that Darby has done. Darby has made it clear, like, he's here for a good time, not a long time. That's he lives life in such a way where, this type of storyline, it fits his character. For some wrestling characters, it does make more sense to, save matches for the big pay-per-view and have less title reigns, so you save it for the big show. That strategy does not make sense with Darby Allin.
Can I make a point to you about something, Deb? If you're in if I'm driving in a car, right, and I'm going to go up and I'm going to hit that wall at 30 miles an hour, and you have no seatbelt on, what are you going to do? No matter what, and you don't have a seatbelt, you're going to put your arms up, you're going to stiffen up, and you're going to be, if not dead, you're going to be in worse shape than if you just said, "Oops," and just took it. This is what I think Darby does. Like, he's in a car crash, but he's taking it. He's not tensing up, which is keeping him. That's why I call him. He's like a friggin' human rubber band. It
works.
It sounds crazy. It sounds crazy, but I think a lot of his bumps, he's so fearless coming back blind with the coffin drop that he's not, and he's already experienced all the pain since we hear from his story, which is everyone should go back and check it out on YouTube, the Busted Open page, and check that out.
Oh my God. So
a phenomenal
thank you for mentioning that.
And talk about the involvement of a superstar. We were there from the beginning with Darby. This guy is a guy who hasn't stopped doing what he's been doing since I saw him the first time in Queens at La Boom. At an Evolve show. He's doing the same crazy stuff. If he could have climbed 30 feet up at that little place, he would have done it then too. But beside that point, if you just go back and remember his interviews, we were talking about it, all of us on Zoom and everything. Yeah, the first interview was like tooth extraction. The second interview, he was better. He got what he needed to get across. The third, but this interview the other day was phenomenal. You found out shit that you didn't know about the guy from, for the 5 years 5 years plus we've been fans of the guy.
Yeah. Right.
You found out so much, and he's a champ. He was at Yankee Stadium,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He was at Yankee Stadium. So I mean, he's out there. I don't believe that AEW needs that. For lack of that Hulk Hogan, that Roman Reigns face, that Cena face.
Yeah.
Darby is a perfect face, but there's no denying that MJF is the face. These guys, no matter what, if you love them or hate them, like they said, these are guys that, John, like for Paul Heyman, run through a brick effing wall, and the fans are the same, just like John. I was telling someone about you catching Spike Dudley, you and the fan, like the wrestlers knew, hey, if you're gonna toss me into the crowd, throw me into the crowd of those guys over there. They're
true.
They're in a mosh pit every night. They know how to crowd. They know how to catch someone. And it wasn't like, oh, you're a plant. No, it was just that they know there's John, that crazy sicko fan. That's gonna
he'll catch me,
and that's what you have.
Yeah,
that's it.
So you mentioned the Darby interview on Busted Open, which was amazing, and kudos to Dave and Bully for really doing an incredible interview. They asked like all the right questions, and Darby had incredible responses. But I also want to shout out another really good interview this week was MJF on Ariel Helwani. Those two, Darby on Busted Open and MJF and Ariel Helwani, are, I would say, out of all the media that they've done this week, those are the two absolute must-sees. And one thing to your point, like about, the Hulk Hogan face the company type deal, MJF said that on Ariel Helwani that, and I've kind of said this for a little while now as well. A lot of people always want to say, who's the face of AEW? Who's the face of AEW? Is Darby? Was Hangman? Is Ospreay? All of these different people that people always debate. Well, who's the face of AEW? AEW doesn't have one face of the company. They have multiple. They have built.
They always talked about pillars, the pillars of the company.
The pillars, and I know Darby says he hates that term, but But I mean, that's why there is that term for AEW, because they have never had one face of the company. They've built a multitude of people to that level, that, you know, it's not like in this modern era of pro wrestling, the entire company should never be put on the back of one person. That's just not realistic, and frankly, it's not good for business. But we've seen with AEW, you know, how there's a group of people, a large group of people that have been built to the point where, you know, and we've seen it over the course of the last year or so. If Ospreay is out injured, if Swerve is out injured, if MJF has to take a break because of filming a movie, if Chris Jericho takes a break because he's oversaturated and he goes on tour with Fozzy, like how, if only one person was the face of the company, then the company would absolutely be in shambles if that one person goes out. But you know what? Those people went out on injury, or those people went away for a while, and the company carried on, and they're fine. And I'm not sure how this person in the chat thinks I talk like AI. Does that just mean I talk intelligently? I'm not quite sure what that means.
Well,
AI?
wait, who said this? Where?
No.
I'm not quite sure. Does that mean that I use proper English and grammar? I'm not quite sure what that means.
This one? Kona? I mean,
my voice, because I enunciate, because I speak properly. I'm not quite sure what you're talking about, but okay.
Who the fuck is that guy? Who the fuck is Junior?
Is that oh, that's another story?
I don't know. Does that mean because I enunciate and I properly pronounce words?
Yeah, don't worry. I even it out because I say rear and Metallica.
Well, that's because you have a dumb Long Island accent.
Bianca.
That's the neighborhood in Yonkers. It's Bianca. You go to Yonkers and then Bianca.
Bianca from Yonkers.
But yeah, anyway, so
that's all right. I mean,
yeah,
it's not a shot. Okay.
Well, I want to go back real quick though. Pablo, our new friend from Ireland, made a comment about something I wanted to bring up. There it is. Pablo, I don't think so, but I think it's very cool that Mick Foley seemingly is now part of the AEW fold.
Oh,
he is on. He's doing the buy-in tomorrow night with Renee Paquette, which
you know on what Pablo has a point there though too, because just a few weeks back we saw Mick Foley help out Sandman against the Invisible.
You're absolutely right. The collective.
So I mean, we know Foley still has a bump or two left.
Hey, you know,
and he lost a lot of weight. So
and dude, he took some bumps from the Invisible Man. Him and Sandman. So
yeah, and
anything is possible. But I just think it's really cool.
Yeah, no one from their combined retirement matches of 537, Ric Flair and Terry Funk,
right?
You know, can prove you wrong. So
yeah, but I just think it's really cool that Mick Foley's getting a chance to be involved with AEW.
Yes,
we all know how good he is, you know, in any capacity. I'm kind of bummed that all right, everybody calm down. Deb's house is burning down. And you need to change your underwear. I think her roommate, I think Seth hit off the fire alarm.
The roof is
on fire. But yeah, I just wanted to touch on that real quick.
I like the culture.
And if Deb can compose himself, looks like she has.
Okay, I think it stopped now. He's cooking. The smoke alarm went off.
Yeah, well,
sorry.
That means it's done.
That makes sense.
Oh.
John, me and you can talk shit about Deb now.
Yeah, that's all we want for the next hour if we wanted to.
I'll tell you what,
but
AI wouldn't do that.
Yeah, that's right. Who is AI? Anyway, the only AI I know is Allen Iverson, and he's been out of basketball for like 15 years. So,
I am Deb. I am an AEW sicko.
Well, we know that, but so we don't need a computer to tell us that. All right. On that note, since Deb is having audio difficulties, I guess
I think it might be over now.
Okay, well, we'll bring it
Let's take
home
it
anyway. Let's take this bitch home, shall we? So that's the preview, folks. Saturday night's main event is on now. Not that concerned, but I'm sure I'll catch up on a rewind. And
It's
tomorrow
a triples match.
Yeah. Tomorrow night is the marathon that is Double or Nothing. Like I said, get your shit out of the way early, get your food and everything set. Ain't nobody got to get up for Monday morning, me included. Make sure you're watching it.
Say hi to me and Andre and the cosplay Seth and Becky.
Absolutely. If you're out and about, you cannot miss Mongrovian Mike in the wild. He's very easy to spot and find.
That's right. Come wake me up during match 17. This way I'm up for the main event.
Yes.
And no, I'll drink an energy drink. I'll be all right, man. It's gonna be fun, man.
Yeah.
Pablo, thank you for joining us tonight. To answer your question, we are live every Saturday at this time, 7 p.m. Eastern time, unless we are all too busy and then there's no one available to host. Occasionally, we have plans. We go to indie shows. We have family time, and we're not able to do a show. But other than that, we're right here, same time every Saturday night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless GCW's in town.
Yeah, unless GCW's in town, then we're all busy.
Yeah.
We have a good time. Man.
Well, that's a perfect opportunity to segue to this, Mike. Let Pablo, our new friend, and everyone else know where to get you on the social medias.
I'm at Mongrovian Mike. You can see it right there. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
and
around.
Again, look for him for the hashtag Nation's Corner on location tomorrow night as him and our good friend Andre, the producing giant, and the cosplay Seth and Becky will be.
Look for the Rebecca Fathead. There it is.
Look for the fathead as he knocks over his fucking toys.
He gets injured more and more every show. He
gets beat up, man. He looks worse than that Matt Fremont match.
We will be there. Don't nobody drop the dime to Marina Shafir that I'm going to be there because I don't feel like getting my butt kicked.
Oh, you know that will happen.
I'm sure Dirty will find a way to let her know.
You're gonna get socks thrown at you.
Don't.
You're gonna get socks thrown at you.
Don't gaslight the guy.
You're gonna get socks thrown at you.
I just learned that word.
Oh my god.
I love it. When you get mad online, you get gaslit.
Yeah. Tell everybody how to do it.
That's So Debonair on the Twitter machine, the Instagram, the Blue Sky.
Where the hippies off.
That's where you can find me. I post different things on different places, and that's it.
Click the link.
And click the link in the bio on those pages.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
And if you're so inclined, after checking out Dub, if you want to, at John South Jersey on the Instagram and the Twitter machine, you will find me there. And also on the Instagram is where you can keep up with the exploits of the most dangerous weapon in all of professional wrestling. Of course, I am talking about the AK9K, who absolutely
got some new stickers.
Supports independent wrestling everywhere and anytime. And you can keep up with all of his exploits at AssKicker9K on the Instagram. That is our show for tonight, folks. Enjoy wrestling. Happy wrestling all. Happy Memorial Day.
And happy birthday, Bray Wyatt.
Happy birthday, Bray Wyatt. But folks, remember, it's Memorial Day. There's a lot of people who are no longer with us, men and women who are fought and died for this country and fought and died for letting us do and allowing us to be able to do what and how we want, including enjoying wrestling. So think of that this weekend, especially on Monday, Memorial Day itself. And that's our show, and we will see you all as soon as I get to it next week.